Did you know that you can land a job in cybersecurity without a degree? I'm not saying it's easy, but it's absolutely doable, and I'm going to show you how. Cybersecurity is one of the fastest growing fields in tech. There's huge demand, high salaries, and tons of opportunities, even for newcomers. But if you're just starting out, it can feel overwhelming. What skills do you need? How long will it take? What's the first thing you should learn? Keep watching. In this video, I'll share my step-by-step roadmap, taking you from complete beginner to job ready. By the end, you'll have a clear plan to follow, plus some great resources to help you. So let's jump in. Step 1 is all about learning the basics. Before you dive into technical skills, make sure you have an understanding of exactly what cybersecurity is and why it matters. Start by watching introductory courses and videos. YouTube is pretty much all you need here. Just search something like, what is cybersecurity, and go down the rabbit hole. I've also covered a beginner's introduction to cybersecurity in a separate video, so be sure to check that out. I'll put the link in the description below. Next, learn about common security threats, things like phishing, malware, and ransomware. There are thousands of cyber attacks happening every day, and you need to understand how they work before you can learn how to stop them. And finally, start following cybersecurity news and blogs. Check sites like the Hacker News or the security section of the Wired blog to keep an eye on what's happening in the industry. So all you need at this stage is Google and YouTube. You're just researching and getting familiar with the field. Then, once you've got a good high-level understanding of what cybersecurity is all about, you're ready for phase 2. Next, it's time to learn the technical concepts and skills that you'll need to actually work in the field. From here on out, the best way to learn is through a proper course. This will give you a clear structure to follow, and depending on who you study with, you may be supported by industry experts and have the chance to work on practical projects. This is incredibly valuable in terms of getting job ready, so that's my advice at this point. Take a course. I'll share my course recommendations towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And now, back to our roadmap. Where were we? Okay, now you're going to learn what I call the building blocks of cybersecurity. First, you'll need to learn the networking fundamentals. Cybersecurity is all about protecting networks, so you need to understand how they work. Look into things like IP addresses, firewalls, VPNs, and network protocols like TCP/IP and DNS. Next, get comfortable with operating systems because security happens at the system level. And if you're just starting out, focus on Windows first. Learn how to manage file permissions, security logs, and user accounts. In the long run, you'll also need to learn Linux, as that's what most security tools and servers run on. Another skill that will give you a major advantage: coding. You don't need to be a software engineer, but some basic coding knowledge will make your life so much easier in cybersecurity. Start with Python. It's one of the most beginner-friendly languages to learn, and because it's so versatile, it's become a staple in the tech industry. Then depending on the systems you're working with, you might also want to learn Bash for Linux or PowerShell for Windows. At this stage, you're laying the groundwork, learning how network systems and scripts all work together so that later you can learn how to secure them. Okay, we're making great progress. Now, it's time to get hands-on and start working with real security tools. We'll focus on defensive security first, which is all about protecting systems, detecting threats, and responding to incidents. In the industry, this is known as blue teaming. To become a strong blue teamer, you'll need to learn threat detection and incident response. That is, how to analyze security logs, spot suspicious activity, and respond to cyber threats. Start by learning how to use CM tools like Splunk to monitor security events and Wireshark to analyze network traffic. Many companies also use intrusion detection systems like Snort or Zeek, so it's worth learning how they work too. Next, you'll need to learn system hardening and network security. In other words, how to lock systems down so attackers can't get in. That means configuring firewalls, setting up encryption, applying security patches, and managing user access. Hands-on practice is really key here. Use platforms like VirtualBox and VMware to set up your own virtual labs and test out different security measures. You can also check out Blue Team Labs online or a website called tryhackme.com. They've got interactive labs where you can work through real-world security scenarios. By the end of this stage, you'll have a solid grasp of how security professionals defend against attacks, detect threats, and keep networks safe. Go Blue Team! Now that you've built a strong foundation in defensive security, you might be curious about what it's like to be on the other side of the equation. and that's where offensive security comes in. Also known as red teaming, offensive security is about thinking like a hacker, but the one key difference, it's ethical. The goal is to find vulnerabilities before the bad guys do. This can involve techniques like penetration testing, where you can simulate cyber attacks to uncover weaknesses in systems and networks. It's an exciting and challenging field, and many cybersecurity professionals choose to explore it as their next step in their career journey. If red teaming sparks your interest, you can start learning tools like Nmap for network scanning or Metasploit for testing exploits, and diving into web app security by exploring OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. Red teaming requires strong problem-solving skills and critical thinking. The best way to hone these skills is to practice with Capture the Flag or CTF challenges, where you solve security puzzles to exploit vulnerabilities, just like a real-world hacker would. Check out platforms like TryHackMe and Hack the Box, where you can put your hacking skills to the test in a safe virtual environment. Whether you lean towards blue team or red team, this stage will get you thinking like a professional and applying your knowledge to real-world scenarios. By this point, you've built a strong foundation in cybersecurity and hopefully got plenty of hands-on practice. Now it's time to prove your skills and set yourself apart on the job market. So, step 5 is all about getting certified and building your portfolio. If you really want to make sure you're learning all the essentials and training for a job in the field, go for a career-focused course like Masterschool's Cybersecurity program. It's designed to take you from beginner to job ready with hands-on projects, one-to-one mentoring, and industry-recognized certifications to boost your credentials. Certifications can be a powerful way to validate your skills and show employers you're serious. Many learners start with foundational certifications like CompTIA Security Plus, which covers the core principles of cybersecurity. Depending on your goals, there are also more advanced certifications that focus on specific areas of security. But what matters most is choosing a path that aligns with your career goals and learning style. Just remember, qualifications aren't the be-all and end-all. You also need a strong portfolio to showcase your skills. Document your Capture the Flag or CTF challenges, create lab setup walkthroughs, and share security project write-ups. If you've practiced penetration testing on platforms like TryHackMe or Hack the Box, write about your approach and what you learned. You can host your portfolio on your own personal website or a GitHub repository. If you take a course, you should get help with building your portfolio as part of the curriculum. By the end of this step, you'll have the skills, credentials, and practical experience to start applying for entry-level roles. Which brings us to the final step in our roadmap. Now there's only one thing to do: apply for jobs. Focus on building a strong resume and LinkedIn profile that highlights your practical skills, whether it's labs, CTF challenges, security projects, or blog posts where you can document your learning. And of course, show off any qualifications you've got. If you're not sure what jobs to apply for, we've got a separate video where we break down the best entry-level jobs and salaries. So be sure to check that out. But in general, roles like SOC Analyst and Security Analyst are the best starting points. Most importantly, don't wait for the perfect job. You might not meet all the requirements, but if you can demonstrate your skills, passion, and willingness to learn, you have a real shot. Cybersecurity experts are in high demand and short supply, so you're in a strong position. Just go for it. So there it is. You're just 6 steps away from your dream career. If you're ready to get started, check out Masterschool's Cybersecurity program. Also, if you happen to live in Germany, you can apply for a voucher from the Federal Work Agency and have your program fully funded. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more cyber content. Thank you so much for watching.